Hi friends, and welcome to Wives vs. World. I'm Jackie.
I'm Anya.
And today we want to take you through some of the things that we think characterizes a typical Danish Christmas experience. So Christmas is something that a lot of countries, a lot of cultures have in common. It is strongly tied to Christianity in most cases, but it takes on a lot of different characteristics depending on who makes the Christmas happen. And therefore, we want to tell you a bit about how we see it done here. We might have some of them in common with the Germans, the Swedes, the Norwegians, some of our closer neighbors, but we will see. Okay, so Christmas is sometime in December, right?
Sometime.
But it's not just one date.
No, it's all of December.
It's all of December.
Pretty much. No, the Danish people like Christmas a lot, I feel. And we tend to celebrate it all through December, up until the something. We tend to celebrate it all through December. And I think we have this in common with a lot of countries.
We celebrate the 4 Advents leading up to, so that's the 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas Eve. We maybe exchange gifts on those dates. We light a special candle, not the calendar candle, but a different one. And I'm sure some people who are into that sort of stuff will go to church.
Christmas isn't very heavily associated with Christianity in Denmark. And also, Danish people love the counting down for Christmas. As you saw in our last video, we have the calendar candle, but we also have the Advent calendars, where there's a little chocolate or something inside each date. And then we have the Christmas calendars on TV. Each year there's a television show, usually for kids.
24 episodes.
Yeah, with a new episode every day leading up to Christmas.
Yeah. My mom used to make me a small advent calendar.
Herself?
Herself. She would buy small things.
Right.
There was one year where she had bought me a Lego Naboo fighter jet and divided that into 24 small packages. And then I just got like 5 to 10 Lego bricks every day. It was really quite infuriating.
And we usually do it in school as well. There's often like the Secret Santa thing going on through December.
Yeah, we have both done that, and then we also had like a gift calendar thing. So we made like small doors with and you could see, oh, it's this person's time to go up and pick from a big sack.
Yeah, we did that as well. So we absolutely love the countdown stuff. And then I feel like something that's special for maybe the Scandinavian countries and some other places as well is the Nisse. The Christmas elves are a very big part of Christmas here. There used to be Nisse or Tomte or elf or whatever you want to call them. Maybe you know them under some kind of name. They used to live on old farms or in attics or in stuff like that. A little mischievous man.
Or woman.
Yeah, true. Who is kind of a protector of the house, but also wreaks havoc if they aren't pleased with the situation.
Yeah, you have to make it worthwhile for them. So they move in, or they have lived somewhere for generations, and you have to provide you have to leave out some food for them, like rice porridge is a favorite. And if you don't, or if you do something that displeases them, they might go as far as killing your livestock or stealing your shoes, or I think one of these is much more severe than the other. Worst case scenario is they move, and that's when things usually start to go wrong.
Yeah, you don't want the elf to move out of your house.
No, and Nisse will take care of everything for you if you keep them happy.
Yeah, and the Nisse is a big thing here in Christmas. We have them as tiny figures and on bookshelves and stuff like that. They're all over the place. Yeah. But growing up, people are often taught to believe in Santa, and he lives in Greenland in the Danish mythology. But we're also taught to believe in elves. And in my house, we were taught that there was an elf, a Nisse, in the attic. And then when we had had rice pudding during December, because we always have rice pudding in December. My mom would tell us to save a portion and put it up on the attic for the elf. And then the next day the bowl would be empty and my mind would be blown. Did you do that as well?
No, because we did not have access to our attic. Okay. So I think I grew up knowing that our house was maybe too new to have an elf. It wasn't the countryside like Anya's house was.
It's not.
Yeah, but you know, you have fields. We didn't. So no, we didn't have one. But I did believe in Nisse. Like the whole old Scandinavian folklore. It's really dark, actually.
Yeah, it's actually pretty dark. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then another big thing during Danish Christmas season is the Christmas lunch. Concept.
So take 5 seconds. What do you picture?
No, it's not that.
It's not that. You divide them into the ones you have with your family and the ones you have with everyone else. So I think the traditional Christmas lunch you have with your family is on Boxing Day. You get together, you eat pickled herrings in curry sauce, you eat lots of herrings, and you drink schnapps.
Pork and a lot of different
lots of pork.
Varieties. A lot of alcohol is usually
beer,
involved.
Wine.
And it usually takes place in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
lunch.
And then often before Christmas and sometimes into January.
Or February.
Oh, yeah. There will be Christmas lunches with work and colleagues and
friend groups.
Friends, all that stuff.
Yeah, so from like November to February, you have Christmas lunch. And it is an excuse to eat some of the traditional Danish, particularly Danish food here, which we don't really want to eat the rest of the year, and to just get wasted.
Yeah, maybe we should have started with this, but in Denmark we call Christmas Yule. So the Yule that is also used other places.
Yuletide.
Yuletide. This is the old word for Christmas. I think the old traditions still have a lot to say in Christmas, and it isn't a very Christian holiday in Denmark.
No, it didn't used to be. It used to just be a halfway through winter celebration kind of thing.
Yeah, before Martin Luther. No, the Vikings christened the Danes? I don't know.
Before the Vikings were christened by who was... So before the Vikings were christened, we also had a celebration of midwinter, of the solstice, exactly. Yeah. The days would start to get longer again, you might see more of the sun. And so it was a celebration, sort of, and I've heard this, like Yule in Danish is also the name for the wheel. You celebrate, you give the wheel another turn. Now we start over.
We are a culturally Christian society.
Allegedly.
But it's not very heavily associated with Christianity.
I do know that churches in Denmark have their highest visiting numbers over the Christmas holidays.
That's exactly it, right? Because people in Denmark don't go to church. No. They might go during Christmas to hear the Christmas sermon as a tradition, but otherwise it's not really a thing.
No.
Yeah, so that's all the leading up to Christmas events. So how do we celebrate actual Christmas? We celebrate on the 24th and not the 25th. We celebrate Christmas Eve on the 24th.
Mm-hmm. Christmas Day is nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's the hangover, Christmas hangover.
Yeah, it's the in-between day.
Then during the 24th, the whole celebration is in the evening. We all wait for the evening time where it gets dark, and we have a Christmas tree. It's decorated. It's with live candles. The most prevalent tradition, which is also maybe the most strange one, is that the tree is lit, and then the whole family joins and hold hands in a circle around the Christmas tree, and we walk around it while we sing Christmas songs. When every family member has had at least one song, that's how it usually works in my family, then we get to open the presents.
In my family, we sent the youngest, so usually that would be me and my sister. And we would go to the tree, we would find a present, we would say, oh, this one's for grandma, this one's for dad, this one's for whatever. We would hand it to them, and then everyone would watch as they unpacked this present. Unwrapped, I think is the word. Usually this takes anywhere from half an hour to 3 hours.
So this is also a long time since either of us have had that tradition, I feel.
Yeah. We don't do presents, really.
No, we don't really do presents anymore, and we have quite small family Christmases compared to when we were kids. Now it's just our parents mostly. So yeah, it's not like that anymore. But I feel like that's a very typical Danish
I think so too,
Christmas
yeah.
to do it like that. And I always hated it. I hate opening presents
In front of people.
In front of people. It's one of my anxiety nightmares. I do love walking around the tree and singing. I feel that it feels very Christmassy at that point. But it's only fun when the people there actually want to do it.
Prior to doing the whole dancing around the tree and singing and opening gifts, we also eat a usually pretty traditional Christmas meal.
It's either duck, goose, or pork roast.
Then you usually get some kind of cabbage, red cabbage, which has been pickled in a sugary, syrupy brine. One type of potatoes. You get potatoes which have been caramelized brown sauce, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a brown sauce made from the duck or pork fat. Some kind of, in my family at least, we got potato chips.
That's not a thing.
It's a Jutland thing.
Okay.
Get with the program. And then you would get, what's it called, the grønkål?
Kale? Yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah.
Stewed kale.
Stewed kale.
I love that. It's
really
yeah,
good.
I think maybe that's my favorite Christmas food.
And I think that's like some of the most traditional things you can get. After the meal,
right.
After the meal,
Yeah.
you get the riz à la menthe, which is not a French thing because riz à la menthe sounds kind of French, but it's not. It's basically the rice pudding you made, mixed in with some whipped cream, some vanilla, and almonds. Lots of chopped almonds, and then one whole almond. And whoever gets the almond gets the almond gift.
Everyone tries to eat as much riz à la menthe as possible to find the whole almond.
Yeah. One of the most important things that we have left out so far is something that I believe we have in common with the Swedes. The Disney Christmas special show. And I think that's called something Donald Duck and his friends wish you a Merry Christmas in Sweden. Here it's just called the Christmas show. And it's basically an hour of televised commercials for the Disney company.
It's the
same every year.
Every year.
Every year,
Yeah.
except for the commercial.
Yeah, it always ends with a commercial for a newer Disney movie.
On state broadcast, where
Yeah.
commercials are usually not allowed.
But it has Jiminy Cricket singing When You
Wish Upon a Star. We will be linking to 2 videos on this topic as well if you want to get to know more about this tradition.
Okay, I think that sums up our Danish Christmas traditions pretty well. It's not how everyone celebrates and it's not how we celebrate necessarily anymore. Do you guys do any of the same things? Or do you have something that differs wildly or some very specific Christmas traditions for you, your family or your country?
Do you want some recipes? Do you want to give me some of your recipes? I think we could swap in the comments.
We could! So we hope you liked this video, and if you did, you can subscribe for more.
It's true!
And if you want more of us, you can find us on Instagram. We hope to see you next time.
Bye! It's beginning to look a lot like
Nisse. Nisse.
Nisse.
Nej.